You know, I'm a responsible person, and I have to find my way through this.
Yes.
Because I think
accept his responsibilities, but the situation that he's in is not fair to him.
Yeah.
As far as from his perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
Find a way you can
I think so.
communicate? Okay, good.
I get the understanding that you feel the position that you're in is not really justified because you didn't put yourself there.
Yeah.
Would you like to add to that?
Well, what's to add, really? I mean, I'm here. I got to deal with it, but it's sometimes I feel when I'm dealing with it all alone.
Okay. Isolation.
And maybe some desperation.
I would think, by the sounds of it, because a lot of it is dependent on income and his financial position. He knows those responsibilities he has to carry on with regardless, but he's at a loss.
Yeah. And I think what we have to remember is he didn't come here because we're going to give him a better job or anything like that.
Correct.
He wants to figure out, how do I deal with all this stress? So we don't have to worry about going down the fixing path, because he knows we're not going to.
We're not going to fix it. No.
Yeah, yeah.
So he needs to find something within himself to bring out that he can utilize
to cope with the stress that seems a bit overwhelming for him.
Okay.
And just the other point where you asked him to elaborate more. It's something that people do. I think he was having a hard time of, I don't know how much I want to say. I don't know how much I want to talk about this. And so sometimes just some silence can give him some space to add more. And if he doesn't, then we can come back and think about, you might even say, it seems like it's hard for you to talk about. So there's lots of things we can do in that kind of situation.
Okay.
Okay. So for responding to him, do you have some ideas?
I think so. I think I do. I'll see where it goes.
Try it and see.
Okay. Okay, Jeff. It seems like you're having, along with the frustration of being in the economic situation, you're also frustrated with being unable to articulate more feeling about that.
Well, yeah, because nobody wants to hear it. If you talk about how you can't do this or you're frustrated with that, you're just giving people excuses, and they don't want to hear the excuses. They just want the solution. It'd be nice if just once in a while somebody would recognize that it's not like I'm trying to create a problem here. I'm trying to work through the problem, but nagging me about the problem doesn't do anything. I know there's a problem. I see the shrinking bank account. I see the low sales numbers on the board. It's like, you don't have to remind me. I'm aware of it.
I think he feels very isolated. Extremely so.
Yeah, and you kind of picked up on that that's, like nobody wants to hear what I'm feeling.
No, I'm sure when he comes home and he wants to talk to his wife, she has all the problems that she's putting onto him, and he goes to work and he has his employer's
problems.
Same thing from them, and his customers, same thing from them. So he's the sounding board, but he doesn't have any way to, or feels that there's nobody there for him. The whole works has been placed on his shoulders, and he just needs to vent that, get it out, give it to somebody
Yeah.
so they can.
But you did very good at picking up of that sense of isolation.
Okay.
The sense that he's alone in this struggle.
Yes, yeah, he was quite clear about that. He doesn't have anybody. He feels he doesn't have anybody to talk to. I feel that's why he's here, so that he can. But he still doesn't think that anybody is prepared to listen to him, or anybody actually cares to listen to him. I suppose we could offer advice, but he probably hears that all the time.
Yeah.
You should do this, you should do that. People get tired of hearing what you should or shouldn't do. And I believe he expressed that as well.
Yeah.
So now I have to get him to open up, bring it out, so that he feels that he's actually accomplished what he came here for. That's the hard part.
And maybe the other part, as he explores his feelings around the frustration and the isolation, he might see some things that he could do. Because we don't know his life.
Right.
We can't tell him, do this or do that.
Absolutely.
I mean, some people might say, well, why don't you talk to your wife about it? Well, we don't know what she's like.
That's right.
Maybe that's not the thing to do.
Could well be, absolutely.
Yeah. So we don't want to be trying to fix and tell them what to do.
No.
So then help him to explore it. Perhaps in the process of exploring the problem, he'll find some things that he can do.
Okay.
So he's talked about feeling isolated this last time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And nobody wanting to listen, and certainly frustration of I'm doing everything I can do, and it doesn't seem like it's enough.
Right.
You know, the bank account's still shrinking. There's still demands on me, and I'm feeling frustrated, desperate, alone.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think responding just about those kind of feelings, and not even in context, you don't have to put a context to it, but just about those kind of feelings?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that. All right. When you're talking to me, I'm hearing a lot about isolation, frustration, responsibility, which was what you mentioned a lot of, and a loss of resources for your personal feelings.
I don't know what you mean by resources.
To get those feelings out, because you have said that you feel that everything is on you and you have no place to put that out. Nobody wants to listen to your problems.
Well, yeah. Nobody likes a whiner, so what am I supposed to do?
Now he's looking for an answer. He's looking for someone to tell him what to do. We can't tell him what to do. He has to bring that out more. I'm pretty sure he'll find.
See, I'm wondering, what if you said something like showing empathy of, that must be really lonely.
Right.
Or it sounds like that would be really frustrating to be so alone with this problem. Or you sound like you don't know, it sounds like you don't know of any way out of this. Or it seems like things are just getting worse and you're becoming more worried, more frustrated, more isolated, whatever. You know, I think all of those things are things that he's told us.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think some simple statements of picking up on any of that, and then he'll either go with it because yeah, he can really identify with that feeling. And if not, he'll kind of give us more messages until we finally hear the core of it. Because I don't think we've really heard that yet.
We haven't pinched that nerve.
I mean, he might have told us a few times, but we haven't heard it.
No.
You and I haven't heard it. But I think he's probably told us something that we need to know. But we'll keep working at it until we really hear what's going on with him. So
Okay.
if you can pick out any of those feelings that you think, and again, short is better.
Right. Okay. I'm getting a real sense from you that there's a lot of loneliness that comes across, that you're isolated, you feel lonely in this position.
Well, it's not like I'm the only person that's going through this. There's lots of people out there that are suffering from the downturn in the economy. I know I'm not the only one. I just feel like, in terms of trying to find a solution, sometimes I feel like my hands are tied because, I could alleviate the pressure from my boss simply by quitting and walking away from the job, but then I'd be in trouble as far as my financial responsibility to my family is concerned. If I didn't have the family, then I could probably, change my career or something and get into a different line of work or start up my own business. But, I can't take that kind of risk when there's other people depending on me.
I think there's a lot of fear there. I think he needs, or feels that he needs, an escape from one situation or the other to be able to improve his life. But there's a great fear of making a choice.
It's funny because I heard I'm stuck. I don't know a way out of this. Yeah, other people are feeling the same thing, and that doesn't, I can know that intellectually, but it doesn't make it feel any better.
No. It
So-
doesn't take away his isolation.
No. And I think, it's the reassurance that he tells himself, I'm not the only one. It's not only me that's going through this, but it doesn't help.
No.
But the message I heard is, I'm stuck. If things were different in these ways, I would have some choices. But I don't feel like I have any choices, and that's what's so frustrating.
Yes, exactly. So I say he's afraid to make a change because of circumstances in either direction that he goes.
Yeah. I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm put in this position where I have no choice and I'm stuck. And it doesn't feel good at all.
No.
That's the message I heard.
Got a suggestion?
Yeah.
A little bit stuck.
Yeah, okay. What about a short statement like that? Of, you sound like you're feeling really stuck. And as far as you can see, you did everything right, and you're put in this situation with no way out. Must be frustrating. Something like that.
Okay, I believe that you feel you're locked into a position that you can't change, and it's not you who've necessarily put you in this position, and you're frustrated by the fact that you don't feel there's any possibility to get out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a way to solve the problems. It's just like I have to keep beating my head against the same wall. But if things don't get better.